Hi everyone. Today, the November 15th, Wednesday afternoon. Unfortunately, no one appears in the classroom, Manhattan classrooms. So I'm the only one. Uh, so uh, without on delivering my lecture, I think I should do that with no audience today. Hopefully you can check out this video if I uh, recorded this successfully, hopefully. Okay. Um, so the module that we are going to today is uh, authorization. Authorization is a little bit more than authentications. Um, while you are posing typical the SQL statement, but database itself rewrite the SQL statements to restrict most cases so that it can automatically protect data in the database. For example, you have an access to my company database. So, but if you want to write on SQL statements that may touch sensitive data, then that SQL statements should be rewritten so that your access would not touch the sensitive data. Example for that is if you want to see the pay information, salary information of the company employees, although you are not authorized to handle, but anyway, you are in the database, you have an access to that database. So you can post, for example, select salary from employees. Then if you have an access to the employee table, okay, you have an access, you have privileges to select on that, touching on that table. But in that case, rather than providing you the complete list of employees' salary data, it may restrict in different granules based upon your privileges and your role. Okay, so if you want to access payroll employee data, then depending upon you. So if you are a manager in certain group, certain project, then you may be able to see the salary information of those who are assigned to the project that you are managing. If there is some high levels, the officers in the company, then that guy may be able to see all the employees' salary if those employees are under the subordinates that he is organizing.
Do you want me to take it out, or?
So that is the idea of the authorization of the database. There are many ways that we could do. If we have very, very sophisticated commercial off-the-shelf DBMS, then, for example, Oracle provides all such capabilities. not all, but most of those. What if the DBMS that we are using does not provide such capabilities? Are we going not to control the authorization of the user access, or will we do somehow? Therefore, our database may be able to be protected properly and securely. So in this module, we're going to learn in the MySQL. Of course, MySQL is not a toy DBMS, but it is not at the same time the highly most sophisticated capability enabled DBMS. It is just a DBMS, okay? Ideally, you can use, because it is for free, so you can use it, usually academia or small development efforts, you can do that. So this authorization is not really common in all cases, but as far as if you have an interview to the company which do not able to purchase very expensive DBMS like Oracle, okay, then not only that, knowing this, you understand how this works and how you can handle and in addition to that, you may be able to build something. You can add some implementation value to whatever the current capabilities are in service. So you can do that in graphical user interface. You can do that in command line. So first bullet, that you can do authorization implementation in command line, and it can run in the command line. Or you can do it in graphical user interface. That is more common. As far as there is a web-based access, database access, of course, then that is graphical user interface. Almost all the banking systems, almost all the current the big the services from big organizations are enabled on your smartphones. So smartphone, basically, that is graphical user interface. Okay, so for example, in iPhone developments, if you want to handle these authorizations, then that is that'll be, it's not going to be covered in this class, but we will have another class next spring. There's iPhone apps developments. The course title is Mobile Technologies, and I believe there is a wireless sensor data management. So we will learn that there. So in our implementation effort, I'm not going to ask you to implement this, but I did that on my at my side. So I'll give you some hint, give some demo. I'm not asking you to do any implementation on this for your homework assignments. But you may get some idea if you are able to. Third bullet is some advanced DBMS offers already some of the effort that I am going to present. But there also you have to do a little bit of coding. It's not automatically possible by Oracle, right? Oracle is just a shell, so it doesn't understand your company at all unless you develop something. So understanding the concept is the most important, and then gaining the minimum skills of the implementations is the second things that you have to do. That's what we want to do today. Authorization rules. So rules, what is authorization rule? There's a rules discriminating user access. So decision based on some other facts. Decisions may be depending upon your user login. Typically, that is what happens in Oracles. When you not just Oracle, but these days, if you want to access your banking systems from your iPhones, then iPhone graphical user interface has already the session information, right? You have to log in and giving password, many cases, two-factor, three-factor authentications. By having that, the back-end database already know who you are. Therefore, your request will be rewrite, and therefore you may expect to receive only some of the data that pertaining to you. And depends on the applications. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? So authorization rules depending upon the business logics. Banking system has a different authorization rules. Airline reservation or hotel reservation system has different authorization rules. It's getting more and more popular and common. If you reserve Airbnb or hotels, then they don't usually, not usually, more often, they don't provide you the keys, but they enable your cell phone to open your rent, okay? So usually Airbnb owners do not need to be on duty, but can be done automatically as you reserve, as you appear, show on the day of your the Airbnb rent. Therefore, you can access your Airbnb facilities based upon some of the business logics. Okay, of course, you need to have an access to the front door. You may be able to have an access to operating the elevator. Not all the floors, only the floor that you can your limited access, right? If you have a breakfast purchased, then breakfast facilities, dining hall may be accessed by your cell phones. if you didn't purchase that, then your cell phone does not open, right? So all sorts of things possible. So those are should be handled. All such things needs to be developed. It is not automatically given by Oracle, for example. Even if Oracle is a very, very sophisticated products. So this is some of the example that I can give it to you. This is a graphical user interface. I will explain this to you, and we'll come back. This. So okay, this I think this is the definition of database, and then we run some of the functions already developed, right? And the function there is I have create database, create tables, and populate. Okay, and then I finally after I populate my database, then I can do normal query. So it displays what type of data are already populated. Okay, so from all of this that is already developed. So I'm going to. This is the SQL embedded Python code. So that I'm going to execute this. So we have a company database. What is the database here? Yeah, company database. This one, I think it is. Normal. What is the data? Okay, all right. Yeah, from managers, so I can execute here another QQ. Query QQ. Okay, what is query QQ? QQ. Here, database. Select from employee. So employee, that query, variable query is passed to that normal query. And inside of this normal query, in addition to the execution of the query request, and also it added one more SQL statement. So that is what it is. So this is employees. From all of these are the employees. In addition to those employee information, we have two manager informations. So 1314 is a manager in cyber group. So 1314 here, which is Brown. So Brown is the manager on the cyber, and 1322 and Adam is the manager in DevOps. All right. So that is. So our database is ready, and then I developed two functions: normal query and auth query. Okay, so let's do normal query here. In the normal query, execute database name, and it's a query. Select from employees. I want to select all the information about the employees. Okay, so this is something that we already had here, right? Employees. So when I execute that, and it database with no authorization, display all data available for me, my employee ID. So what is my employee ID? So depending upon my employee ID, it may provide you entire of this or partial. For example, 1776, Chris. Chris is not the manager. So if I put here 1776, then if there is no authorization, yes, because there is no authorization, even if I'm just a casual user, I may be able to see all. That is authorization. This is the case that database irresponsive. Therefore, it can, as far as I have an access to the database, I can see all the data from there, which is not good, right? But if I do this, some authorizations, and execute this, so they can ask me. So I would say 1776. Then I can see only my data, 1776. But if I do, for example, 1776, if I do only, for example, 1314, then I may be able to see what is my 1314. 1314 is the manager in cybersecurity, right? Cybersecurity. So I can see the data about cybersecurity guys. So myself, 1314. There are also cybersecurity here, Scott and Smith. I think only three of those, right? So only three of those are given to you. And if I do, for example, another DevOps, so DevOps, there are many DevOps, right? So DevOps, manager DevOps is 1322. Let's do any guys in DevOps, 1979. If I put here 1979, I'm the only only the user. So I can see my data only. But if I do the manager of DevOps, which is Adam here, 1322, then I can see all the guys in DevOps information, right? So this is authorizations, database authorization. We can do this in graphical user interface. So I developed a graphical user interface, the one that I showed already there. So you can do this, right? Basically, what it does here, we don't do the graphical user interface. From here, that is a graphical user interface. So title is authorization against the user SQLs. That is here, authorization against the user SQL expression. And then I use the frame based. So on top frame, I have 900 width and very short, and 450, half of that width, but very high. What it does is that on top here, the menu, that is very long. We cannot see all. The result of this is half of those width, but the height is higher than the top menu there. So this guy provides you what it is. For result with authorizations may appear here. Result with authorization may appear here. Right now, So EID and name, salary double. This is a type of the data. Employee ID is integer, and name in text, salary double, department ID text, and the role is text. And this is for the employees, and this for the manager. Manager have EID, and then department ID. They could do on the same side, but I split that. This schema has nothing to do with the title here. Result with no authorization or with. But this gives you some ideas so that how you can see those. And if I do here, select star from employee, name of that is employee, EMP or employee. I think somewhere there. Employee. So I am going to use employee. Select from employee. Okay. And then my employee ID, I don't need to give. If I do execute with no authorization, then I may be able to get it, right? So I can get all of those employees, right? But if I do, for example, 1314 with execution by authorization, if I click this, by giving here, if I don't show anything, then I may get nothing. If I put 0, of course there is no employee ID 0, but execute it, then I think this is something wrong. But if I do 1314 by authorization, then I may be able to see all. But if I put 1788 by authorization, then I can get there's nothing. I think this is somehow some. Somehow some messed. Let's see, 1788 with the no authorization. 1799. This is a 1314. If I do authorization, but anyway, this guy shows the 1314. Oh no. Oh, this is data starting from here. Has nothing to do with that. 1314. Data starting from here. Another one here. And 1314. I think we need to clean up this. Okay. From there. Let's do it. 1788 with no authorization. Then I can see all of those, right? 17 because of no authorization. If I do this also for the same user ID, but execute by authorization, then I can see only it should be 1788 only. Somehow it's not, I think the program needs to clean up a little bit. But the logic is the same as the things that we learned here. Okay. Now, what's available in Oracle to handle the authorization? Then Oracle developed the VPD, Virtual Private Database, so VPD models. Of course, this is not available in MySQL. And Oracle provides client and server models in various different ways. I can give you some of the characteristics of the client and server models. One of them is if you set up client access to Oracle database, then you have your own access. So one-to-one communication. That is one way. Another way, there is it like a proxy, connection pool. Connection pool. So there may be multiple users, multiple client. In order to get to this Oracle database, you need to first access connection pool. This connection pool, this guy has already connection with the database. As a client, only thing you need to do is to connect to this connection pool. As far as you connect to the connection pool, there will be a connection that you can use. So connection between connection pool and Oracle backend database, not really designated to each individual, but those connections may be shared by multiple different clients. So this proxy, the connection already established, and make them available for whichever comes in to get connected. So there are also many different ways that we could do. For example, what is the priorities? If more clients are trying to connect my database while my proxy connections are not enough, then we can make some priority-based connection schedules, possibly being operated. There's one thing that we have to do, but when we have a connection pool, it's kind of a drawback if we have overwhelming the client request. But it has also a benefit if we have a connection pool proxy in between back-end Oracle database and client side. If there is any attack from client, then connection pool may be attacked, right? The damages occurs only on that connection pool, that proxy. Back-end database remains safe. So that is the benefit. Any kinds of attacks first to be targeted by connection pool. So we may have, we may delay some of the damage that can take place from attacks. There's no direct damages. Not only that, in service-wise connection pool, for example, if you set up a web server can play as a proxy between a client, between your cell phone client and Oracle database backend. Then the answers, the result of the SQL processing may be massaged a little bit. Therefore, your your iPhones may handle it much efficiently. For example, Oracle database itself does not provide you in JSON formats. The result from SQL execution is a table. The table itself may not be recognized by your iPhone apps, but your iPhone apps may understand JSON data formats. Therefore, that connection pool, the proxy in between, the web server can convert from SQL result in table to SQL result in JSON data formats. JSON data format so that it can be more programmable. Virtual private database that is connection should be established at all times. Processing against a sub database pertaining to user, so user information will be used. It's a so-called sys context. Sys context that function can capture session users here, session user, who is now currently requesting my database. Then the session user information will be used. Like here, if I said select from a student table, then internally this SQL may be rewritten to select star from student where last name is of that specific user session user. So if I pose my SQL request, then automatically, internally, you can add the condition with my session ID, so that it can give to me about me only. This is so on-the-fly access control in Oracle. Ideally, in this way, this is a SQL, I mean Oracle statements. Yeah, all of us do not do any more Oracle this, but I want you to see some of the concept running behind. So we have employee tables, and then also context using this package information, and then there is a procedures, set department number. In this session, set context. The major is context major is major, and then we can set a department number and clear department number. This is procedures. So procedures may be attached. End user issue and connect to the database, Oracle database. So connect user ID / password, and then post the SQL statements. Select whatever from V1. Then this guy, this login may trigger some of the triggering systems. These triggering systems stated in this way: after log on the database. So this guy tried to log on, so successful log on. So after that login is succeeded, then do this within this begin and end block. What it should do is set department number. So this is department number is a procedure. This is a set department number. So context major is a major. So this is activated. If this is activated, then this given select star from user V1 can be rewritten in this way. Select star from, let's say, student, then major equals that particular major. Okay? So if I want to see the student information, as a user, we do not give you students information about all the students in my database. Only the students in your major. If your major is cybersecurity, then I can show the student information from the cybersecurity major only. Even if I am the program director, I may be able to see the student's information within my department, right? That is authorizations. How we can make it systematically, that is in this way. So we can create context so that we can use it, and session context. Here some of the procedures are set department, begin, therefore set context, from the user environment we can capture session user, and we can get the major information of that session user only. So we can set, if his or her department is computer science, then computer science is only. So that can be done in this Oracle language. And then trigger is set when user logged in, then we need to start that particular packages. Set department. So set department is ready. And then the virtual view is created. So my students is nothing but select star from students, but major should be the major of majors the same as my major. That is automatically attached. So I may be able to see my student only, not the student in general. So VPD is ready, virtual private database is ready, then we can simply say select stuff from student, then internally can execute my student only. Okay, I think that is basically what the virtual private database being constructed and executed. And the virtual private database is a one implementation which is a little advanced from something that we implemented in my demonstrations. Right? It is possible, but efficiency is a little different because different capabilities. So, or between the difference between Oracle and MySQL. But anyway, could be somehow the value may be able to added. All right, I think this is it for my lecture today. And remember that next week is a Thanksgiving, so we will not have any. Let me see if I show it to you. Our schedule. $5:25. I made an announcement for the rest of this semester. Today, the lecture posted, homework assignment will be posted a little later. By the way, this will be the last homework assignment in this semester. I will ask you to do encryption of database. It should be automatically done. Oh, by the way, I will do it. I'll give you a short demo so that you may get some idea. Next week, no class. I hope you guys have wonderful Thanksgiving. And then following week, 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, then we will cover distributed database. Okay. Definitely November 29th. And then December 6th, we're going to wrap up distributed database and also wrap up entire topics that planned in this semester for this class. And then we can also discuss some of the finalizations, final exam. So final exam will be the 1 week from the final lecture, which is December 13th in class. There will be in-class test and on paper and pencil. I'm not asking you to run your MySQL or any SQL statements. Well, I'm going to ask you SQL statements, but not on your computer. Final exam will begin 2:50 p.m. If you want to, you can bring cheat sheet, 1-page cheat sheet possible. Final exam covers all the concepts and skills learned in this class. Types of questions are short answer. I know most of you know the type of questions that I made usually. True or false type of questions, filling in a blank type of questions. Okay, that's what we will do. Okay, now we look at the homework assignments, final homework assignments, which is this final homework assignment? This is another graphical user interface for that, but I'm not going to do. I'm not going to ask you to do this. Okay. If I give you a demo about that, then it'll be like this. I have to remember what it is. So it has encrypt attributes will be employee and departments. So if I do select salary from employees, decrypt, I want to decrypt it, yes. Authentication, can no now, and execute it. There's some of the execution is not defined. Yeah, something. But anyway, I don't remember that. Has been done a long time ago. Okay, here SQL Python. I think this is kind of oh, maybe not. Okay, I think this. What's this? Ah, this is a homework. Okay, let's execute this. Enter path for your configuration files so that I can give this configuration file here. And enter. No, this is not. I think I need to bring this here. This is not. Oh, here. It should be done here. Let's do this. It should be something like this. Yeah. So Bob here we entered the what is the database that I entered? Right here. Database inserted to employee Bob. This is inserted in this way, right? Real Bob's data is actually this. Bob's salary is 180K was stored in this way. So that is Bob. Smith, actual insertion is 197K. Ethan, 165Ks. So if that insertions has been done somewhere. Yeah, here. Insert employee values. This is for David, Adam, Peter, and David. This is before that insertion, before we have modified it. Okay, therefore we have encryption here, right here. So Bob's encrypted is in cyber 180K. This is salary, and Smith 197, and Ethan 165. That is added to that employees. So actually there are this many. Well, in this example, 6 employees, employees is together with the salary inserted. First 3 was populated before encryption, and the last 3 after that encryption. So in this case, we see only after the encryption. After the encryption, that's what I switched here. So before cell before was cell after. Cell after here. Cell before we have only 101 and 103. Those employees. After that encryption, those employees. If it is, if there is a sensitive data and therefore encrypted, then we have to decrypt it, right? Like this. The data populated before we do these encryptions, then we simply cast that data, because data types of salary was modified to the binary from originally integer, right? So integer was converted to binary, and then we have to change it back to character 16. So this will be the binary code. I mean, the integer code when it is cast that. Otherwise, salary is currently stored, because the modifications from integer to binary. If without this casting types, salary will be displayed binary types, not really zeros and ones, but in hexacode. But anyway, the same thing here, decryptions, then it'll be in the binary code, so that if you want to see it, then you have to make it 2 characters. Okay, this type of things will be on your the final homework assignments. So I will see you.